Go!
Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. We understand we have borrowed too much, but now deserved pardon. Buhari addresses Unga, calls for debt cancellation. We understand we have borrowed too much, but now deserved pardon. Buhari addresses Unga, calls for debt cancellation. So my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday addressed world leaders in New York, calling for total debt cancellation of poor countries including Nigeria. Speaking at the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly, Buhari said developing countries were facing numerous challenges, worsening economy, including being able to serve external debt. He asked the world leaders to address what he described as the burden of unsustainable external debt. President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday addressed world leaders in New York, calling for total debt cancellation of poor countries including Nigeria. Speaking at the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly, Buhari said developing countries were facing numerous challenges, worsening economy, including being able to service external debt. He asked the world leaders to address what he described as the burden of unsustainable external debt. President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday addressed world leaders in New York, calling for total debt cancellation of poor countries, including Nigeria. Speaking at the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly, Buhari said developing countries were facing numerous challenges, worsening economy, including being able to service external debt. He asked the world leaders to address what he described as the burden of unsustainable external debt. To my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, now we've come to the end of our today's news. And now before I go, to my dear listeners, I don't support the Unga to call for the debt cancellation, which Buhari has already laid his hand onto. But fine, I want to say, in my own opinion, if actually the money that is being borrowed by the federal government is being used for a means of employment, or let's say all the money that is being borrowed is being used for the advantages of the citizens of the country, many people will stand by the federal government, not the one that they collect money. Sorry, they went ahead to borrow money to get gifts for themselves, to buy a lot of cars, because of their selfish interest and because of their political selfish interest, because they know what they are doing. So they've gone, if there is another way of, anyway, let's move down to the comment section. A first commenter says he doesn't care any pardon at all. He will soon vacate from the office now. The debt will angle on our neck. God forbid. Buhari, pay your debt before your vacation. Oh. In fact, this man should be called and asked him to make analysis of how we spent the money he went to borrow. Another comment here says, when the world leader cannot cancel it for Nigeria, then Buhari that borrow it can be talking of for what he did to Nigeria by putting the nation into too much debt. The debt is too much. That is why workers are not getting their pay on time. That is why products are going their price are going up, and their salary are never get increased. Another comment here says, go and borrow more. President of money borrowing, PMB. Now only you sabi borrow money. After you will start looking for who will help you cancel your debt. Because of your inept leadership, the country that was the fastest growing economy in Africa during Jonathan's regime has now been reduced to a mere developing nation. May your type never rule Nigeria again. Another comment here says, your smartness cannot work for you as you think. The question is, what did you use the money for? Did you use the money to build road? The answer is no. Did it use the money to build a hospital? The answer is no. Did you use it for education? Is also no. Did you use it to improve the life of the citizens? Is also no. What did you use the money for? Boko Haram and bribing the international community not to allow Biafrans to live in their own country. Biafra, part of the money was used against us Biafrans to kill and bomb our land. So my dear listeners, when we look at this very well, we'd actually see that with the money that has been borrowed, the money has not been used in any advantage of the citizens of this country. It has not been used in impact. The money has not been impactful in the lives of the citizens in this country. So the money is being used for their own selfish interest, for their own self-purpose, not for the citizens of this country. So why would they call for debt cancellation? You should pay his debt before leaving. So to my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by the comment section and let's know what you